What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Nonpfixion. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as notification bell to stay up to date on all content going down on this channel. Appreciate you, love you. Now to the video.
Nah, this ain't nonsense, this is nonfiction. So excuse if the content is offensive, it's official. Now that we have been acquainted, this is my pleasure, my pain, your entertainment.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nonpfixion. This is Ready Set Geek, and we're getting into the next episode of Ahsoka. I know I'm starting late, which is kind of my on brand for me, but my computer decided all of a sudden that the NVIDIA wanted to update, so I couldn't even get on if I wanted to. So I had no choice but to wait for that to finish. So it is. But the episode is officially up and currently just called part 5. You know what I'm saying? So let me get. All right. I'm going to start this counter once again. Remember, we get 10 seconds. Press play. All right, 2, 1, play. I'm curious to see how they take this. I'm curious how they take this episode, because I know it's been rumors about time travel, been rumors about them retconning 789. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. It's very interesting. I still love the colorization of this forest. That red, the way it just sticks out, is actually really pretty. I still love like the simplistic way of how they just destroyed it. Like just just turned it over and it's like they didn't do anything extra. I'm curious now that we actually see Jason in like full 3D. Will they eventually use him as a catapult for the next generation of Star Wars characters, or will this be the only iteration we see him in live action and he goes back to cartoon form? Chopper style, chop chop. I love Chopper, man. Um, mm. Like I understand what Sabine, why Sabine did it. I understand it. It's hard to say. You need to think about the bigger picture. But it's like I understand. You know, it's family. It's love. It's like how do you? Say he's here to finish her training. Yeah, exactly. It's a little late for that. Anakin, Annie. He has a white blade now. Wait, what? So this has to be Force Ghost. He said, "I've heard that before." She's saying, "I don't want to fight you." See, hers is whitish gray. His is like supreme white, almost like a very very light blue. As much swordplay we've gotten here is more than the damn movies. More than the damn movies, which is so sad. Senator Organa. Okay, wait. Yeah, she didn't listen. He does have the force. He's definitely force sensitive. He said, "Listen to the waves." I laugh because I know that shot is gonna be all over Twitter. People been going crazy. Oh, he can hear them fighting. Oh, you can hear it. Yeah, you can. And it got her to understand the force better. Well, now she where now she's like, oh, okay, I kind of see what I see what this whole force thing is. What up, Nate? He said Jason has abilities. His father, Kanan Jarrus, was a Jedi. He's like, okay, that's all you got to say. He feels something that I don't know nothing about. How you doing, Nate? How's the family, man? It's actually cool to see him back in it, like actually in it, not a force ghost. That was a hell of a move, Rosario. He cut the bridge. So not watching, and our Disney Plus ends tonight, so we'll sneak this in. Oh, okay. I wonder if y'all have the same deal that they putting out here right now. They have Disney Plus for like $1.99 for like the next 3 months. Oh, what is this? This is a flashback. Yeah, this is definitely a flashback. Is this a Rebels flashback? Sorry. He called her Snips. Oh, this is a Rebels flashback. Oh yeah, this is hella Rebels flashback. Yeah, this is Clone Wars. They got Clone Wars in live action. That's cool. Um, so you reckon the main Sith guy is an undercover Jedi? As he, I don't know if he's. I won't say undercover, but he was a Jedi. He was a Jedi. He was training the Jedi. That's why if you notice, the girl that he's training, she has the braid. Only Jedi's have that braid. The Padawans have that braid. So he was training her probably when everything went awry, and he left the order because he felt whatever they was doing was wrong. Because they did the Jedi parts of the Jedi did go astray, trying to get too involved in politics when they shouldn't have been. They're supposed to be peacekeepers, you know, and parts of what they were doing were not peaceful. So him thinking bringing in Thrawn is the answer, end all be all answer. It's just him also being misled. Such a simple set, but it feels if it's such a simple set right here. This is I like this. He called it snips. That's so cool. That's straight from the show. Yeah, she was one of the ones that was actually against kind of parts of the war too. Nice de aging for Anakin though. Looks good. I mean, granted, you can hide a lot with like shading because the background is such shade. So they did a good job of situational pacing. And also too with the Jedi, I forgot his name. If you remember in the last episode, he talks about Anakin because he says, you know, most people didn't know him from before, and that means that's a him implying that he knew him before he became Vader. Because most of the Sith don't know that Darth Vader was Anakin, who was a Jedi. They just know he's a powerful ass Sith. Oh, that's a great shot. Oh, great shot. Great juxtaposition. That's so good. There was a shot of him walking into the battle, and it's just smoke, and it's the fires in the distance. Stuff is blowing up, and you can see Anakin walking with the sword, and it goes dark. It goes dark where he's walking, and explosions come near him. Comes up, and you see the back of Darth Vader. That's such a good juxtaposition type shot. I love that. So I love when they do nuance. Just because he leaves the Jedi doesn't mean he's a Sith. Yeah, yeah. Because even when like he talks, when he talks, he doesn't sound like a Sith. He just sounds like somebody who feels like he was being led in the wrong direction, and now he wants to fix it. It just the way he's fixing it is the wrong direction, but he doesn't see that yet. Now talking about our master. But I mean, when you think about it, okay, young Ahsoka getting loose with the doubles. Oh, oh wow, it's the Mandalorian joint too. Hey Rex, was that on? Oh, this got to be a different moment because her headdress is different and her outfit I think is different. I thought this was Mandalore. She did stop wearing that a certain part of the series. It's so funny because she even stands like him. Mm. You sure you more than that, buddy? Because you killed a lot of people. So it's a lesson situation. Oh, his eyes just went red, and his blade just changed colors too. Dave Filoni, subtle touches. Mm. Yeah, that's so. That flash to red, and then flash to Vader, flash to red, flash to Vader. Oh, I love it. I hate that George Lucas never put her in the original story. So trippy to see his eyes like that. I love too the headdress that they made for her. It's not stiff, like it moves like it's a just. It truly is something that's just a part of her, like hair. You know, it just moves. Oh, what's happening? Dave Filoni out here, Filoni out here cooking. Like you're cooking out here, Filoni. Oh God, Filoni. Okay, they didn't do. Okay, they didn't. Okay, they didn't do what people were thinking they were gonna do. So I'm actually glad they didn't do it. She's it's cool. telling you, the makeup game for this one is so good. It's just so good. He said no. He said, "Will you teach me?" No. I also love that certain Jedi can recall the moments that happen with objects. Playing the video game, I always love that part because it told so many different parts of the stories. But to see him do it like this, it's just Filoni. This Filoni Star Wars is top tier, S tier Star Wars. Disney Star Wars, yeah. And I like Disney. Just grew up on Disney, but This was such a good episode. Dave Filoni just tells a good story. Like everything that's happening is the fact they brought in Rebels to real world to live action. They brought a cartoon in it, and you felt like you was back into the cartoon. Oh my goodness, man! Are they showing her where to go? Talking about suspending her commands. They going back to the rebel style to screw it. They gonna is this show had just become rebels. And now she got the white on, so she is Ahsoka the white. No more Ahsoka the gray. Different personality. She's like just now she's all light. That's fire. Transition and the subtleness of a transition. Yeah, like the last one would have been over right now. We got a little more time. I like the space whales. When you see stuff like this, and then you see the Flash movie, you be like, where did y'all go wrong? There's literally whales in space that's half octopi. Yeah, it's the Ahsoka the White now. Yeah, different person, not drab. The gray was drab. She Gandalf. Yeah, she basically yes, she's basically yeah. Even her outfit is different. I love it. This character is more closer to the original Ahsoka, personality wise, that we all seen in the cartoons. Those who watch cartoons, the gray, she was the one years later. You know, after all the drama, the fights, the wars, the death, she was just a bitter person. She didn't care if she died herself. Not reckless, but she could have been reckless if she, because it was just her and her android. And now the Senate. wants Ahsoka and Hera to report back. Like, we got something better to do. Excuse me. Cap- Captain Tate was like, hold on. So, what's my thought? I like this series. I like this series better than all the other ones of Star Wars. I do like the first season of Mandalore a lot. Season two is good. Season two is okay. Season three, there's bits and pieces that I really enjoyed. Some parts I didn't like, but this one, because it feels most like Star Wars, traditional Star Wars, I really like it. You say you're not gonna believe me. What is your favorite Star Wars episode? My favorite Star Wars episode? I don't have a necessarily a favorite. There's just so many aspects that I enjoy, but I'm an original three. The original, well, four, five, and six. But I can find joy in watching everything else, regardless of things I don't agree with or just don't like. But one of my favorite characters has been Ahsoka since I found out about her and read books about her and seen stuff about her, and I didn't realize didn't finally found out why she wasn't in the original movie. I felt it was such a miss by George Lucas to take her out of the story. If you want to show the tearing, emotional tearing for Anakin, and but when you have him going after Padme, having Ahsoka there would show an emotional divide and show him changing. You could have added more division to his character, more resistance of Anakin fighting, becoming Darth. If you had to list favorites, I'm not gonna rank it right now, but I'm trying to watch the end of the episode. I like how they're using the whales because in the cartoon Rebels, it's the same thing that kind of helped save them with Ezra. But I mean, as far as like my favorites in all of Star Wars. Probably Return of the Jedi, Empire, New Hope. I like Rogue One a lot. I think that's such a good story. Um, I'm not a big fan of Solo. I like Bad Batch. Um, Clone Wars is fire. I love Clone Wars. This looks so good. This looks really good. They're like, wow, she really talked to the whales, and it's really working. Riddle me this: it's widely known with Sith. There's always two, a master and a Jedi. Yeah, and a princess. Yeah, it's really about greed. Anything more than that is the fear of other one trying to take them out. So why didn't the Jedi have two Padawans just to stick to them? It just wasn't that way. I don't know. That's a George Lucas question. Okay, I've watched Ahsoka. I really liked it, especially when they brought Hayden. Yeah, and I think they did a great job of de aging him and showing the. Hold on, it's so crazy that well can hit hyperdrive like that. It's so crazy. Dave effing Filoni, you are the best part of Star Wars right now. Um, I love Revenge of the Sith. After two average movies, it was epic. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I could agree with that. I could definitely agree with that. I mean, I did. I liked Phantom Menace. I liked Darth Maul. Like his introduction to the story, and the fact that he still ain't dead. They cut a dude in half. But Revenge of the Sith is actually not a bad one. I think it just shows proof positive that Dave Filoni really understands where George Lucas wanted to go with the story. He really understood. Not saying the other ones didn't. It's just they. I feel like other directors just try to put their own nuances on it instead of just trying to write the story that's already there, and they just put too many changes. Oh, Egerton was in there. Hmm. Darth Vader or Revan? Who is the best character? I mean, you mean just for me, it's like for purpose of live action, you can always pick Darth Vader because it's the appeal and the love that you have for the main character of Anakin. But that's for me. Everybody's everybody's there's no right answer to that. But that episode felt like a mini movie. That episode felt like a mini movie. It was pretty damn cool. Yeah, that felt like a freaking mini movie. I mean, if you chose what's your favorite sci-fi, and I also think you would come by the channel too. Did the Jedi ever tell you about Darth Plagueis the Wise? What did he do? What happened? Said Cobra Kai. If you had to, Saffron, I'm assuming that's how you say your name. If you had to, if you had to rank that episode 1 through 10, what would you say? Oh, let's see. Yes, 7 quick votes. Good, nice. I hope. Goodness, I hope not. Please delete 79.57%. That's hilarious. Did you like stream? Okay, well, guys didn't like stream. Screw you guys too. Don't care about them here. 29%. Cool, cool, cool. So, for those who are sitting here, if you had to rate this episode, what would you rate the episode? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a either. I'm in between the 9 and 10, but I'm gonna say 10. I'm gonna go 10. Said I would pick Vader, but I feel like Darth Revan had history too in Star Wars tales and stories, and that's the thing. So, like I explained before, growing up where I grew up, we only knew about the movies. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know about the comic books. Didn't know about the books. Didn't had no idea. It wasn't. I didn't have a comic book store in my part of the city because I grew up in the hood. So, grow up in the hood, you don't have those things. You have no access to none of that stuff. I didn't know about none of that until I got much older. Like I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. It's not like we had conventions where I grew up or anything. None of that stuff existed. Didn't exist. So by the time I got older to understand from it, to understand more about it, that's why I started seeing other characters. So some of those characters I know are part of the old retcon storylines that might be coming back. Some might be coming back because I know they're doing like stuff with the Old Republic, which is no longer retcon technically, quote unquote. So a lot of those characters I have to learn about now, But like I said, I've heard of the name, but I don't know much about the character. To be honest with you, and that's just being honest. Hold on, but I love the different ideas. Even like the Plagueis the Wise. Of course, learn about that. I learned about that from one of the last movies. Then when they looked it up to understand more about it and understand about the whole midichlorians and how the the Skywalker family was technically created, which gives them it's the whole Jesus story, basically, kind of made out of nothing. So I really want a movie franchise TV series where the bad guys win. They have no rules or codes, can just endanger the public or to distract the good guys, etc. I'm like, isn't there? Listen, not just Star Wars in general. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think, is there a trying to think. Is there a series, a show that's something similar to that? Well, I mean, there was a show where the people were quote unquote criminals, but they end up becoming the heroes. So that's a little different, you know. But they still technically criminals, but they were the good guys during throughout the show. But I did this. This was actually really good. I like this. Have like an Arrow type series where the bad guy just dispatches a different hero every week. Well, I had a. It's not that he dispatches. Not that the character dispatches a hero, but it's in the vein of like a Punisher style story. The character I've been was working on, a secondary character I was working on, but he's kind of in the vein of a Punisher style character, but it's not really like Punisher because he is taking out quote unquote good people, quote unquote quote. They're perceived good people until like the truth of what who they are comes out. But it definitely could be interesting. I mean, I think villains do have their. And what's funny is Disney does stuff with. They have their own versions of like villain TV shows, but it's Disney. You know what I'm saying? It's super cheesy, super cringy, and it's like if they took that and became did something serious with it, that would do well on TV. It would do well. You know, Black Adam. Black Adam kind of started that way. Well, yeah, it did. Yeah, yeah. The what's crazy is there is a animated movie that DC did with Black Adam, Shazam, and Superman that was actually so damn good. Where Black Adam he finally escapes that void, and he comes to Earth to find who the next hero is that took over the Shazam basically, and he runs to Superman first. Well, he runs into Shazam and he tries to kill him, but then Superman comes out of nowhere and it's like this 3-way battle. It's actually pretty cool. um, so if you want to travel a place and you have to take a droid with you, you see it useful. Who would you choose? Which droid? I mean, you always think like for me, like you think the OGs R2 and C3PO, but I say, I mean, I can Chopper will be just as funny to have along because he's a pain in the ass too. Um, but also, did anybody go to the theater because Episode 5 in select cities was viewable in the movie theater? I would have loved to see this episode in the movie theater. Of course, I live in a little podunk town in Texas, so of course, I it wasn't in our theaters. But Saffron, who would you pick? Very true, very true. Very true, Nate. What's good, Cheesehead? How you doing, brother? I pick up BB-8. BB-8 is not a bad choice. I love BB-8's design. I love the design of BB-8. I can see that. Would anybody pick what's the one from what's the one K2SO? Is that what it's called? K2SO? He's enjoyable and useful to use. Yeah. But I feel like I kind of put him and the C3PO in a very similar grouping. But I think that's kind of how they wrote them in the stories. They similar to me. Not C3PO, R2. Sorry. He is enjoyable. I'm saying. So we're going okay. The votes wise, we got the 10 out of 10s and seven or not 7 to 9. I can agree with it. I can agree with it. If this episode for you was missing something, what was it missing? What was it missing? I like the fact that we got Captain Rex. That was kind of fire. I like how hearing him call her Snips just took me back to the animation. And I was like, that's awesome. That's freaking awesome. And seeing the younger version of her, it was it was done really well, and the acting was done pretty good. And they even make fun of in the cartoon. If those who watch the cartoon, there was a moment where Anakin is standing with his arms crossed, and Ahsoka's next to him, standing with her arms crossed, and behind them is Obi, and Obi's looking at him, and they're kind of laughing at them too because they're identical. They're like the same. The stance is the same, the pose is the same, the mannerism is the same, and they do it in this. They do a nod to that when they show them standing at the Mandalorian fight, and they sit with their arms crossed. It's the same scene from the freaking cartoon. Like, good Filoni, good freaking job. Like the little things like that, and you would have to have seen the cartoons to catch stuff like that. I mean, if I drive home, I need C3PO for driving license. Understandable, understandable. Or cops, if I order food, I need BB-8. You gonna have to send BB-8 on a food run? That's too funny. He said, sorry. Oh, you don't have to apologize. You're good. But, yeah, like I said, just that episode. And then live action Rex. You see, even though you don't see it with the mask off, his helmet off, but you hear the voice. You know it's Rex. You know it's and it's the same voice from the animation. So you know it's Rex. That's fire. That's so fire, and that takes you to the Bad Batch. which I gotta finish. I keep saying I gotta finish Bad Batch. But it's I this episode felt. I understand why they chose this episode to be in the movie theater because of everything, like just the feel, the sound of the lightsabers in the distance that were fighting over the water, the crashing waves, um, hearing them within at Mandalore fighting the Mandalorians, like, and then seeing Ahsoka fight with double swords, the akimbo swords, or swords, the sabers. Seeing that on a big screen would have been freaking dope. It's been so good. Sometimes I'm into battle droids too. Roger, 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 Roger. The super battle droids. Hmm. Never battle droids. They were designed to be inept. But you can know you can redo them, retech them. Say refuse to let me correct that. I understand. I understand what you said this time. I understand. I understand. I was on top of it this time. I was on top of it. Said battle droids when they would like to go in the club, they order oil drinks. Well, let me reset bits. K2. Yeah, K2S. That's what I was saying earlier. K2SO. Well, because that one had personality. It could do pretty much everything C3PO can do, but the person definitely it was just definitely a cool different type of bot or droid. I always say bot, but droid. Said Leia or Padme. I'd probably pick Leia. I prefer Leia. I think the situation with Padme and Anakin that was just a weird. That was a weird situation. How that age gap always. That was the one thing we always made fun of. It's like, dude, he's like literally a child. You're literally a child. You're a grown ass woman. Yeah, she was a grown ass. She was a senator, and he was what 10. Like they should have made him older. Like they could have made him like a 16-year-old, 17-year-old when they initially meet him. He was just too young. He was just too young because that just was just an awkward relationship type situation, like the setup. And I understand they did it where it was not until he got older, but it still was just weird. It was just weird because like it wasn't like he only got older, you know, or she could never be younger. Yeah, she could have been young. Yeah, 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 she could have been younger and not have been right away a senator. She could have been still just the princess, or or just a child of a senator or something like that. That would have been easier if she was 18 and he was 12. Still was, yeah. It's such a gap. Hold on, you guys. It said, when did she get married with Anakin? What episode? I didn't get I didn't get an invitation. Oh, oh, wrong button. I can't close this. Yes, I can close that. If you had to say out of all the Star Wars properties, which is your least favorite? Which is your least favorite out of all of them? So you got, or even which is your least favorite character? Excuse me. So you think Star Wars and George cared about a little age gap after having siblings kiss and make goo goo? Yeah. Oh yeah, when Luke and yeah, when they kissed for the first time or worked. I mean, I don't think they cared because obviously they made it, so they didn't care. But it's just, I think it could have been done a whole lot better than what it was done. But like I said, I just the idea of we're watching this series Ahsoka for a character that was never included into the original Star Wars. She was supposed to be in 4, 5, and 6. She was supposed to be in there. She was originally Anakin's Padawan, right? George pulled her out of there because he felt she was going to be her character was going to be a distraction from the story between Anakin and his developmental love for Padme. When in reality, he was the balance. She would be the balance for him. Padme is the reason. His love for Padme is the reason he goes to the dark side. Ahsoka could have been that balance. Like he was supposed to be the one to balance the force, which technically he does because he does destroy the Sith, even though because he destroys himself. You know what I'm saying? And well, kind of destroys himself. So, but I mean, my favorite character would be oh Lord, I I could not stand damn Jar Jar Binks. I couldn't stand that character, man. Said Finn. I liked Finn. They didn't utilize Finn. They they preached this character. They brought this character on to do something, and they never utilized him. They never utilized him. They didn't write a story right, like, but which sucked. But I mean, if I like character wise, Jar Jar is definitely one of the ones I did not like. I did not like Jar Jar. Was not a fan. I didn't like. I wasn't a big fan of the Star Wars. I'm not Star Wars. The Solo movie. Like I wasn't a fan of that. Hmm. We needed Darth Jar Jar in episode 9. You know the way they talked about it. I felt they were going to do it. I really felt they were going to do it, but they never did it. I thought they really were going to do it because the way they talked about it. But I'm glad people enjoyed this episode. This was a really good episode. Like I said, this one felt like a movie. It felt like a damn movie. And I understand why they did it. They gave people the option to watch it in the theater. But what time is it? 9:39. Oh, okay. Totally opposite of Star Wars, Nate. The way do you think that they're going to finally force the MetLife to change their stuff? They're to go to not from turf but to natural grass. I know they're supposed to be changing because of soccer's coming there, FIFA's coming there, but will it be changed to stay to grass, not just for FIFA? What happened to him? I had no clue. Are you referring to Finn? Nothing really. They didn't. Finn was supposed. They had the the idea is him supposed to become a Jedi, which never happened. He was supposed to be a more centralized character. It never happened. They tried to feature him the most with the what's the girl's name? I think she's Japanese. The Japanese character is supposed to they were supposed to become forefront characters. Never happened. The way they sold it that way to get more people of color to go watch those movies, and it was a pure lie, and it was terrible. And so that's why so many people black people they just are mad at Star Wars because you try to Rose you try to push this. I don't know how I forget that one. That's my ex girlfriend's name, but you push this whole storyline that you know was attracting people of color, and then you just don't even pay on it. Haven't followed that story, but Roger's situation is just super crazy, bro. Super crazy. It's like he did one play, one play, second play, torn Achilles. And so I seen two stories. They said I seen one where it said he's fully out, and then I seen one where I didn't get a chance to read the article because I was getting the upgrades done for update for the update for my drive on here. So it was another article that popped up talking about Jar Jar. There is no conclusion to the story. No one knows. I mean, he's still back in his with his people. That's about it. I don't know anything else about him. Unless there was a book or something that came out that told more about him. I have no idea. I think the Mr. Wilson loses a lot of value. Brees and Cook should do a little better. You're probably right about that because yeah, didn't see all the people that talk about their people that have redid like the Jets jersey with Tom Brady on it, saying Tom Brady has a prime opportunity to come back now. I'm like, oh Lord, don't do it. Supposedly they're going to talk to Matt Ryan. I was like, I know it's all, you know, all rumors, but I know Matt Ryan was thrown in a certain in the ring. I'm like, if they go Matt Ryan, that just tells you they really don't want Zach Wilson up there. Which I still don't get why he's the backup. If you don't want him to play, then why you have him as a backup? Because in a situation like this, he becomes a starter, and it's like nothing happened. It's like nothing happened. But yeah, yeah. That's why I was like, if they that desperate, then why'd you have him as the backup? If you're that desperate with him being a starter, why'd you do that? Like that don't make sense. Said Lance could have been good. Could maybe, yeah. So Dallas was being preemptive, kept him away from others. You could be right. You could be right. Yeah, because I don't see him. I don't see him even ever getting an opportunity to play. I mean, they could go get Cooper Rush or Gardner Minshew. I mean, I'd take either one of them over Zach Wilson. I'd take either one of them over Zach Wilson. So yeah, I can see. I would take those two over him, easy. Josh Rosen. I just seen an article pop up talking about with his name, and I think the title was like where did the NFL go wrong with Josh Rosen, something like that. Like that's kind of like what the title's saying. It's like it's the he wasn't ready to play in the NFL. He wasn't. Just like so many other quarterbacks, we've had this conversation so many times. So many QBs are not ready. They get thrown in there, they get that money, and then they gotta show up. And unfortunately, not everybody is able to rise to the occasion. Said thank you, bro, for live show. I enjoyed it. I'm leaving now. Have a great day and good weekend. You have a great day and a good weekend as well. You know, as long as everything is working and we're able to, we'll be back live next Tuesday. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. If you guys haven't already, please give it a like to the stream. We're about to end the stream right now. Brady got to have an itch fee. Oh yeah, 100%. Because now the opportunity, because with what they have, he's like, oh, I see Super Bowl. I see Super Bowl, but it's with me, baby. I see Super Bowl. But I do agree that Brady might have an edge, unless, like we talked about before, his his true departure had a lot to do with the wife and the kids. Then he won't be coming back. But if it had nothing to do with them, then it's a possibility. You can't, you know. So, but thank you guys for being a part of another cool stream. Thank you for the conversation and all the questions. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. If you haven't finished watching the episode, please come back to this clip, to this video, talk and say down below what your thoughts on the episode. Do you rate it 10 out of 10, 7 out of 9, 4 out of 6, 1 out of 3? Let us know, let us know, let us know. And just appreciate you guys for being a part of the community. I am very happy to be back live streaming again on this channel. We'll be doing a lot more. I got to still finish off a couple series. One series I know Nate doesn't care for. That's why I'm just gonna do it in the middle of the day, just so I can get out the way. But I am working on bringing some other series that won't be live streamed, but I'll be able to do watch alongs to edit to put on the channel. So hope you guys check those out. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, noon, wherever you are in the world today. Once again, my name is Nonpfixion. This is Ready Set Geek with Bingeworthy. And I'll catch you on the next one for episode 6 of Ahsoka. Appreciate you. Love you. I'm out, you guys. Yeah, She-Hulk. I gotta finish She-Hulk. He said, but no, thank you guys for coming by. Thank you for stopping by, Nate. Nate, have a great rest of your day, man. Don't work too hard. And kiss the kids for me, man. Appreciate you. Love you. Love you, brother. Peace out. Peace.